you just joined us, welcome to the New Life event. My name is Shauna Siegel. I am the host of the New Life event and CEO of One Choice for Your Store. We are 16 webinars down, 14 to go. Does that sound about right? Yeah, 14 more webinars to go, and I'm the host of Ecom Experts on Webmaster Radio. I love education, and if you want to learn more about me, just go check out my bio because we're here to talk about the New Life event. And special thank you. Please make sure to say thank you to all of our lovely speakers. They are wonderful. They give us so much information to help us grow our business, so make sure to say thank you. Big thank you to you guys. You guys are doing an awesome job to spread the word. Please keep doing it. Go to our homepage, click the retweet button, send them to New Life event, do whatever it takes. Keep tweeting. You guys are doing an awesome job. That's why we're giving out all kinds of prizes. I've got, you should see these prizes that I've got to get out, and they're just absolutely awesome, and we are going to get these out, let me tell you. And don't forget our grand prizes. Our grand prizes each day is amazing, and we're giving away one tonight and then tomorrow, but don't forget you are all winners just by being here. I mean, this is education this is a $5,000 education that you're getting for free in one weekend, I tell you that, and you are going to be so far ahead of your competitor that they're not going to know what hit them. So if you want to know about winning prizes, just go over to twitter-winner.com. Lots of information there. If you're not on Twitter yet, there's a coupon code for downloading the Twitter for Business Kit for free. There's information on how to join our chat room on Twitter because it's awesome. Make sure to use the hashtag NLE, which if you're in our chat room, it does it for you. You don't even have to worry about it. Just very easy. And I have to say, thank you so much to everyone who has purchased from our new little store that we put up in the I Survived the New Life event. We have already had enough donations to send out 2 books for our new book club. So 2 books already. And I just thank you. That warms my heart. That means 2 people are going to get books to help them grow their business. All right, so upcoming schedule when we have this one, and then I'm going to be talking your ear off, talking about my site is up. Now what? All right, have questions, twitter.com, New Life event, or ask questions on the right-hand side. I am going to switch over the controls to Miss Melissa, and you are going to enjoy the information. This is going to be another webinar where you're going to want to, right now, go ahead and stretch those fingers, make them pop, do whatever you need to do, stretch your shoulders real quick. You're going to be typing a whole lot of information. She's usually, yeah, she's right on top of that. Always really great info, and you're like, God, slower, slower, slower.
Sharpen your pencils. Here
yeah.
you come.
Yeah, here you come. Open up, remember the milk. You're going to be putting on lots of tasks on there. Trust me. Have that up. Have that ready to go. I'm going to mute myself. Melissa, take it over.
Awesome, Shauna. You know, I have to say, I so appreciate you doing these weekends. What year? Was it 2009? I literally holed up in my bedroom upstairs with the laptop and put a do not disturb sign on, and I literally participated and listened to every single one. And, you know, these kind of webinars that you are doing, Shauna, like you said, some of the speakers that you had, even yesterday, the Yahoo speakers, those guys are like $5,000 a pop. $2,500 a pop to go see him at a conference, and you're bringing it to our house so we can leave quickly, run to the bathroom, come back. You're bringing it right to my house. I don't have to travel anywhere. I don't have to get a hotel. I don't have to get on the plane. So I have to say, even if I'm presenting, I have been listening. I've had this computer on all weekend. I am kid-free this weekend. I devote my weekends to the New Life events because I always want to learn, grow my business, and take it to the next level. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I've been going on and on about how you helped me, and I was going to go over all that at the end so that way people could learn from you, and then I could go, see, I told you, and then let me tell you what else she did, and I love you too. So thank you.
Yay.
Thank you. You are awesome too. Thank you. That was so sweet. You like got my eyes all watery, so I really do have to go
I really believe it.
mute myself.
Literally, it's fantastic. And we want to grow our businesses and have that tipping point, and this is what's going to define you as different than other businesses. You're here to learn and grow, everybody that's listening. I do want to put a shout out to my girls before me, to Allison Graham. I've read her book. I've heard her on the radio. I read her column. She has made a difference in my networking events. Sometimes it's hard for me. As you'll learn, I'm a talker. Shauna might have to cut me off at different points. But to extract myself, I'm there at a networking event to connect with lots of people. And, what do I do after the event? Allison and I were just talking today. When I travel, I'll do a Friday, Saturday conference, and I stay on Sunday. Well, you know what I should be doing on Sunday is entering those business cards and sending out emails. I always give myself a little buffer before I go back to home to travel. So, Allison, I've got 2 trips in April. I'm totally going to do that. And Margarita, oh my gosh, I have to tell you, I met Margarita on Twitter. And, I am a Twitter evangelist. I love Twitter. And I do take relationships offline. And Margarita's like, we've been tweeting. Hey, let's go out for some coffee. I'm like, really? Okay, cool. Let's go. And we met in person, and I didn't know a thing about LinkedIn. And, super awesome stuff, Margarita. I love for her to teach us it is different than Facebook. It is different than Twitter. I do love that. If you are at work, you can actually be on LinkedIn. It is a more professional environment. I think all of the social media platforms are so powerful, but in their own right and in their own way. And we need guides, like Margarita for LinkedIn, like me for Twitter, so you know the proper etiquette and you're playing in that playground sort of the right way that fits in. Anyway, so I wanted to put a shout out. It's like the power hours of women. I like the men too, but still, go girls. All right. So let's hop right in to my slides here if they want to move along with me. I always like to do a little preview and review. We're going to talk about who is your target market, how to find them on Twitter, the top 10 Twitter lists that you must have, and then we have lots of different business type people that are on right now. So we could have product-based businesses, service-based businesses, local-based businesses, or a combination of all of them. There are specific strategies for each type of business. I always say, it's a crazy phrase. I can come up with a better one. If anybody has any suggestions, let me know. I call it soft sell, not spammy. How can you talk about your business and market your business without directly saying, buy my widget, buy my service, I'm the greatest? So we're going to talk about some strategies that literally say all that in a great way. All right, so do you have your pen and paper out? Come on, tell me you have it out. Raise your hand. Is there a raise your hand function? No. I want to know who is your target market, and I will not accept you telling me it's everyone and it's anyone, right? I have a web company. It's everyone. I have a marketing company. It's everyone. Melissa's not going to let you do that. So one of the first exercises I do with business is define your top 5 target markets for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is written on your paper. If you can't come up with them now, I want you to do it when we're done. Your top 5 target markets. Do you resonate? Do you have products for moms? So specifically, that's maybe your top market, and who else does your product resonate with? We had a wedding specialist on there, so she's pretty niche. It's gals that are engaged and about to get married. Okay, she's got one target market. Maybe the mothers of the bride, but I would say the engaged girls. So the next thing I want you to focus on, I love Twitter, and I'm definitely on there personally and professionally. But 90% of who I connect with are one of my target markets. And I have 10% I say for fun. So if you really love Ashton Kutcher and Sean Puff Daddy Combs, and you want to follow them for fun, rock on. Okay, that's for fun. But 90% of who you follow and you connect with, specifically on Twitter, I would love for it to be your target markets. Some of that 10% could also be colleagues in a similar industry. So Margarita is not only a LinkedIn trainer, but she's a professional organizer. So she gets a lot of support in sharing from other professional organizers. But I wouldn't want Margarita to follow 90% professional organizers and 10% potential clients. I want that flipped. So, one of the things that I make it a mission for, that I do, I literally practice, is I find 20 new people a day to follow in my target market. And I expand that. It's 20 to 100 a day. And you can make it part of your daily routine, and we're going to talk about that. And other times you could be watching American Idol or Dancing with the Stars and have your computer open and follow a couple days worth. I don't go a week without following anybody new. There's new people on Twitter all the time. There's new connections. I want you to make this a goal and a focus. So we are going to carry on with one of the first ways. Oh, my little slides are getting out of order here. Give me just a second. I talk with my hands a lot, so I'm going a little crazy. Okay, so the first thing I want you to check, and if you could do it daily would be fantastic, is Twitter has your following, ING, and your followers, ERS. I wish they would call them apples and oranges. They would so help me out. Followers, ERS, are people that have chosen to follow you. Followers are people that have chosen to follow you. By doing that, they're saying they want whatever you're tweeting to show up in their home stream. They want what you have. So that's got to be the number one list you check. So you click on your followers list every day. You follow back the worthy. And I'm so sorry if this offends people. I am talking about Twitter for Business today. So follow back the worthy. Does this person fit in my target market? Now, I have to put a call out that I do not believe in auto-follow back. I don't auto-follow back personally. Specifically, Timeout Mom and my Timeout Mom handle is very mom-related. So I have primarily moms and some dads in the Timeout Mom world. I'm talking about mommy stuff and how to organize your laundry and have an after-school routine with your kids. So I say follow back the worthy if we're going to keep that focus on your target markets. As you pull up your followers, you take a look. Okay, well, is this someone in my target market? You know, every social media platform has spammers. You just sort of need to release that to the universe. I don't block them, you know, unless they're messaging me or inundating me with messages. If someone is not my target market and wants to follow me, rock on. It doesn't mean I'm going to follow them back. And again, we're going to focus on following potential customers and clients back. And, you know, there might be that 10% for fun. If Ashton follows you and, you know, that gets you excited, go for it. Okay, here's another trick or tip or help is let's go back to who was with the wedding dresses and who has a wedding service. Now, here's an idea. Do you have a competitor on Twitter? I bet you do. Click over to their following and followers and see if those are aligned with somebody for you. So if you're selling baby clothes, find someone else that sells baby clothes. If you're wedding in Utah, then you find someone wedding in Utah. If you're selling dog products in Michigan and you're a local-based store, see if there's another dog-related person in Michigan if you're a local-based business. Find the similar businesses. They often are targeting the same target markets. They've already done the work. You can't do this on Facebook. You can't do it on LinkedIn. You can rock it on Twitter. So you look at their follower list, who is following them in Michigan that loves dogs. You can check their following, ING list, who they're connecting with that they're following. I do this every day. Find someone of a similar industry or business and see who they're following or who their followers are. Come on, don't you love that tip? Have you thought of that before? Have you tried it? You totally have to do it. So your lists on Twitter, you have the opportunity to have 20 lists per account with up to 500 people per list. It was a complete amen, hallelujah when they did this. Because I'll tell you back in the old days, I used to write cool people I would meet on a piece of paper, right? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to connect with Shauna, and I want to connect with Margarita and Allison later, and I have them on this little list, and I'm going to connect with them. Then I got a little more savvy and said, okay, well, now it's sort of a lot of people as my numbers grew. I'm going to put it on an Excel spreadsheet. And so then I was constantly connecting with this Excel spreadsheet and going, okay, I connected with this person, they're a VIP, or this is a client, I want to check on my clients every day, yada, yada. And I had it on an Excel spreadsheet. The day they came up with Twitter lists, I swear I was jumping up and down with joy. We're going to talk a little bit about what kind of lists you want to create, too, in a few minutes. So sometimes you find an awesome list. So if I want to connect with mommy bloggers, at Sally Smith might have an awesome list of mommy bloggers. So I may go ahead and click on one of her lists, and I can follow that list itself, and it just drops it on my Twitter page. Now, you know, I'm going to ring this little bell. The caveat is you must follow each individual. Just because you click on follow a list, that just means you're keeping track of a list. It doesn't mean you're following the individuals. So you absolutely want to click on each individual and follow them on that list. A Twitter power tool, I have these throughout the presentation, is called tweetml.org, and there's all kinds of lists there. So you can look for specific lists on tweetml.org. I have several of them. You can create a list so other people can follow them outside of Twitterland, or you can find lists. Twitter hashtags. We're using one today, New Life Event, NLE. We didn't do New Life Event, right, Shauna, because it would be much too long and we wouldn't get to tweet all the great stuff we want to tweet. So I highly recommend tonight, after every single webinar, with that hashtag, if these are like-minded individuals that you've bonded with over this weekend, follow each other. Follow each other and get to know each other and take the relationship outside of this weekend. We're like-minded people. We're entrepreneurs that want to grow our businesses. So this is just like Margarita as a professional organizer following other organizers. That's her peeps. That's her community that they share ideas with. You know, she's a local-based business, so connecting with an organizer in Oregon, they're not going to be competitors, right? So they can share what works with your client and what works with that. So definitely if you go to events like this, a Twitter event, and it's like-minded individuals, follow each other. GNO, Girls Night Out, that's an institution on Twitter on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. When I first started on Twitter and was a newbie, and I still do it now, Tuesday nights, I'm like, honey, put the kids to bed. I've got a beverage of a variety of beverages, and I'm in my PJs, and I'm connecting with other women. Girls Night Out is pretty much a women event, and there's either a social cause or a topic or a brand, and you might talk about planning a wedding, vacations, wintertime, your kids, being environmentally responsible. But what I found is when I hung out there every Tuesday, I would get anywhere from 50 to 150 new followers because I found my like-minded people. So we just followed all of each other. There could be you go to a conference. Blog Her is a conference. South by Southwest is a conference. Blissom is a conference. It's the same thing when you go to an in-person event. People are using this hashtag and tweeting all weekend you're at an event. Hey, if it's like-minded people, go back and follow all those people from the event. Do it when you get back to your hotel room. Moms Running. Sometimes there's a topic-based one. I created a hashtag over a year ago called Moms Running. We are moms that are running at all stages, beginners, intermediates, marathoners, ultra-marathoners, and we share tips. We share every time we run. We ask for advice. And I want to say we're like 350, 400 strong. So you can create a hashtag to create a group. A hashtag, can be for a Twitter event or a conference. So I really want you to start paying attention to those hashtags. One hashtag is homeschool. Homeschooling moms can connect with each other, so they often tweet with that. Eco-environmental people have different hashtags. A power tool for you is to go to hashtag.org. Hashtag.org has where a lot of people register their hashtags. So sometimes you may not see one through your stream, and you're like, I wonder if there is a hashtag for Wonder Woman lovers. I love Wonder Woman. I might have a Wonder Woman tweet every day, by the way. I'm a little obsessed with her lately. But I wonder if there's anybody else that likes Wonder Woman. You know, you can go to hashtag.org and check out different hashtags that are being used. So find people by name or by handle or their bio. Within side of Twitter, this is pretty limited. It'll only search by their handle or their real name. So when you go into Twitter's search inside of twitter.com, it will not search or index through their bio information. And I'll tell you, those bios are a gold mine. It's a whole other webinar for me to talk about your profile and what your bio should say. But let's say mine says I'm a mom, and it really does. Well, that could be a target market for somebody. Well, Twitter's not going to pick up on that in their search. So my power tool for you to use, and you better write this down right now. Are you writing it down? Write it down. Twello, the Twitter Yellow Pages. TWELLOW. It finds people based upon their twandle, which is Twitter handle, thank you, Allison Graham, their name, or their bio. Now, here's a couple caveats for you, or a couple stars. If I had the bell, I would ring it. One is how someone self-identifies. So I would have to say in my bio, I'm a mom. You can't do a traditional demographic of, I would like women between 40 and 45. You can do that with a Facebook ad. You can't do that with Twello or Twitter. It's how they self-identify. So you've got to sort of think your search is different than a Google search, and your search will be different than a Facebook ad. You're going to search how someone self-identifies. So mom, you definitely could put that in. Now, the other bonus tip is if you're a local-based business and you want to connect with all the moms within 15 miles of your store, you can go ahead and put in your city and your state additionally. So that is a power tool I can't live without. The other bell I wanted to ring about Twello is, for Pete's sake, just register for the tool. You can use this tool without registering for it, and you just get to look at the information. But when all these targeted, marketed people come up, what are you going to do with it? By registering, you just put in your email, and you sync your Twitter authorization with it. You give authorization to sync with your account. Then the gorgeousness of it, the beauty of it, is you can sit there and say, okay, moms, gosh, within Plymouth, Michigan, within whatever, moms of Plymouth, Michigan. And those come up. Well, if I'm logged into Twello, I just hit a button, follow, 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 and it syncs it right to my Twitter account and drops it in there. I don't have to write the names down. I don't have to cut and paste. So please, it's a free tool. Absolutely register for it. You know, getting more followers, you know, a lot of people don't think about all these things. Once you're on Twitter, once you're on Facebook, once you're on LinkedIn, I want you to add these to your business cards. Your people's business cards these days, I'm holding a stack of them from the last conference. Can you hear me opening them? And it'll say, connect with me, tweet with me. My Twitter handle is, my Facebook page, my blog. I'm scrolling through them right now. You need to add your social media, how to connect with you on social media, to your business cards. You need to add it to your website. You know, my website just relaunched, timeoutmom.com. Mariah Humphreys did it. Go Mariah, woohoo, at Jula Studio. And you should see the cute little social media badges for it she made for me. She made like a little bird, and they're all custom colorized to my new color palette. And people love these little badges. So if you're going to click on there, there's a little symbol that has T for Twitter, and that's how you connect with me. You can also get free badges for your website from Twitter, from Facebook, and LinkedIn. They all have free badges. So I would just put in widgets or badges, and you can go ahead and get those for free from all the platforms in their logo colors and design. And how about your email signature? When you send out emails, what does your email signature say? Does it say most sincerely yours, Melissa Lierman? Does it say most sincerely yours, Melissa Lierman, and have your website and your blog and your Twitter and your Facebook? I put them all. And the reason I put them all is because I guarantee everybody sitting here listening to me today, not all of you are on everything. You tend to have a favorite. I have to say Twitter is hands down my favorite, and I just love Twitter, right? I love and appreciate Facebook, but I've just sort of started building my platform there. I just created a new Time Out Mom Facebook page, so I'm working on growing that. But I'll tell you, Twitter's my deal. Okay, well now the next person, Margarita, I'll tell you that LinkedIn resonates with her, and there's not a day that she doesn't go on to LinkedIn. So it's important for her, if she would want to connect with me on LinkedIn. Allison Graham may love Facebook, and that's her thing. So when she wants to connect with me, she's going to use Facebook to connect with me. So the deal is everybody sort of has their favorite platform and what they like the best. Allow them to connect with you on their favorite platform. So even though Twitter's my favorite platform, I want to make myself present and available on all of the other platforms. And okay, I've got to have like the warning bell. I really am going to get a bell for my next webinar, I swear. Don't use schemes. You see those tweets come by that say, get more followers, this is how you get more followers, 5,000 people a day. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't follow a scheme. Twitter in their best use and practices, and you can see that at the right sidebar where they have their information and look up their policies and best practices. They have a limit of how many people you can follow or unfollow in a given day. And they will suspend your account or remove your account if you're outside of those limits and practices. I tell people really, don't follow or unfollow more than 200 people a day, and then you shoot for that 20 to 100 because they want it to be authentic. As a matter of fact, when you're new to Twitter, you're limited. There's a cap on it. You can only follow 2,001 people, and then they stop you. And they say you cannot follow 2002 until 2001 follow you back. So you're completely limited. Why do they do this? Some people are like, I hate that about Twitter, and I hate this about Facebook, and I hate this about LinkedIn. Here's the deal. It's their playground, and I've chosen to play in their playground, so it's their rules. And the reason they made that rule is they want you to have authentic engagement. And if you follow 2,001 people and 12 people follow you back, they're like, what are you putting out and who are you connecting with? You're not connecting with the right audience or you're not putting out the right information. And we don't want you in our playground. Now, if you're able to get beyond the 2001, and then you're at 2001 and 2002 are following you back, you're allowed to have a 10% differential. You're like, oh, Lord have mercy, Melissa's getting into geek talk. Yep, that's my whole other bell. I need a different bell for that. So the 10% differential is you can never follow more than 10% is following you. So, gosh, give me some easy math. So let's say I'm going to follow 100 people. I can follow 110 to everybody's 100. Or maybe it's 190. Somebody help me out with the math. I don't have my calculator. But it's a 10% differential. That's pretty much what you need to know. So they even keep you to that ratio as you go along on Twitter. So even if you're at 12,000 or 15,000 or 30,000, there can only be a 10% gap. It can't be greater in that you're following more people than that are following you back. All right, your top 10 Twitter must-have lists. So Twitter has these lists. I adore them. And I'll tell you that 1 through 5 I put for your specific target market. So it could be dog lovers, horse lovers, cat lovers, gerbil lovers, I don't know, whatever your business is in your target market. So I pop people into a list of the target markets and have them define there, and I'll explain as we go through the list later. I always have a list of my clients. And by the way, the Twitter list can be public or private. So sometimes you'll want them public, and clients, I'll tell you mine's private. I don't have mine public. And one of the reasons I love to have my client list is that when I hop on Twitter, and let's say it's a tight day, I only got 15 minutes to go on Twitter, I want to touch base with my clients. The genesis of my business is providing excellent service to my current customers and clients? Think about that. People are always chasing new clients and always chasing new customers. But I'll tell you what, if you have excellent service to your current customers and clients, they will do the job for you and bring new customers to your door. That has got to be your priority over finding new people. So beyond that, I have other lists called hot, warm, and cold. And this is hardcore, and I'm telling you, some people don't like it, and it's okay if it's controversial. You know, what do they say? You're not doing your job if you're not upsetting somebody. Again, this is the context of Twitter for Business. Hot, warm, and cold, we've all identified this in sales and leads, people that have been in the sales arena. Cold, I'm going to start with that. There may be some reason along the line this person is disqualified, just some reason. So if I'm back to the wedding gal, and she's selling wedding dresses, and she finds out she's talking to an engaged person that has already purchased a wedding dress, it's a cold. That's cold. It's done. The likelihood of them buying two dresses is very low. I guess you see it on Say Yes to the Dress on TV. But I'm going to say that's cold. I'm moving on. Someone could be cold that they're not qualified, that they just never would spend money for your product. I guess you could call them a maybe. I'm not much of a maybe gal, so I put them into a cold. It's just never going to happen. Now you're like, Melissa, why do I even put them on a list? Well, I'll tell you. When you have a lot of followers, then you're following a lot of people, I remember I can tell you hundreds of people's handles. I literally can. But sometimes I might forget that Susie Shear was a cold prospect and that, you know, for whatever reason I determined her to be cold. So if I start tweeting with her again, then it'll come up, oh, she's the cold list. And it sounds pretty hardcore. But again, as entrepreneurs, we only have so much time on social media. And if I'm spending a certain segment of my time trying to connect with new customers and new clients, am I going to spend it with someone that I've already is not qualified to buy the house, buy the widget, and or use my service ever? Let's say I sell web design services, and the lady's husband is a web designer. Do you think she's ever going to hire me? She's not. So there's the cold. Warm is out of your target market. You've clearly identified they need you or your service. So you have all these target markets, but do they need your service? So something might scream out to you that they need your service. You've gone to their website and it's like horrible, and their store is yucky, and you've determined that they do need your service. So you may have identified they're an overall target market, that they're a store owner, right? They have an e-commerce store, but it might look great. They might be doing everything great. So they might not need your service. They might not be qualified. Otherwise, they may have a store, and it's like, oh my gosh, they don't have this, they don't have this, they don't have this. In your eyes, you're like, oh, super target market. They need my services. Now, hot. Hot is a great list. Hot means we are talking. And again, on Twitter, there could be a lot of things you're talking about. We could be talking about the snow coming down right now. We could be talking about Saturday is family day. We could be talking about Margarita's awesome glasses from Montreal, and I've got new glasses coming from Birmingham, Michigan. I got to go get them. Woohoo! Go see, S-E-E, great store. We're talking. Well, here's the deal. As soon as we start talking, as soon as I respond to one of your tweets or you respond one of mine, so we're dealing in the context, here's a target market, that they're in my target market. And I've identified that they're warm, that they need me. So then I go to my warm list and start to get engaged with them and talk to them about whatever. I look at what they're tweeting and hop in. If they tweet back with me, they're hot. Oh, this is what you want. You want to get engaged. You want them to like you, know you, and trust you, and then they're ready to buy from you. That's what's going to define you from somebody else. Absolutely, there's somebody else selling your service and your widget. It's very rare that I run into the most unique business and service that doesn't exist in this world. Competition is good. Competition shows me that there's a need for this product. So what's going to define you from baby product A and baby product B being sold by two different people is they got to like, know, and trust me. And then they're buying from me. So that's the hot list. Another list I would love you to have is news and media. So Cynthia at Be Nice Prenatal. I did Twitter training with her and a Twitter profile review. And I called this out to her. I go, we're going to follow every pregnancy magazine out there. Be Nice Prenatal is a powder prenatal vitamin you put in your water, like all these tea drinks and, oh gosh, I can't think of the other one that people carry around. So it's a little packet. I drop it in my water, and that's how I'm getting my prenatal vitamin. So those of you that don't have babies or have never been pregnant, the prenatal vitamins is big as a horse pill. Shauna, those horse pills are huge, and the prenatal vitamins are huge. So she's got a great product. So she connects with the news and media related to her business, and then she started retweeting their articles because it's valuable content of interest to her target market. And I'll tell you, in 6 months, she got featured in 3 major pregnancy magazines. She was tweeting their stuff, she's talking to them, and they're like, who is Be Nice Prenatal? I'm a pregnancy magazine. Clicked through, and she got 3 articles. So news and media and making connections with them is definitely a must-have list. All right. Are you guys ready for your product-based business, a service-based business, and a local-based business? And you could have a combination. So I'm going to talk about how you can focus in and connect with your target markets and what to tweet in those. So Seth Godin has a quote, and I meant to pull it up in front of me, but it's pretty much, it's a marketing quote, but I ascribe it to Twitter. You turn strangers into friends, you turn friends into customers, and then you do the most important thing. You turn those customers into salespeople. So let me tell you my experience on how this worked for me. I took people that I didn't know, I got on Twitter, and I started tweeting with them and got to know them, so I got to know them better. And during the time that I got to know them better, they clicked through to my link at timeoutmom.com. And I said, hey, what's going on with this lady? What kind of products does she have when I had a product-based business? And they started buying. And then I did my job on the right-hand side. I did excellent service. I shipped out the products in time. I made sure they got them. They got back on Twitter and said, oh my gosh, I love my pink and brown Mom's Rock shirt. Oh my gosh, I love my custom rhinestone shirt. What did they just become? They became my salespeople on Twitter. Because when they tweet it out, it's telling their whole community of followers in their pod, Time Out Mom has a cool product. So that's my story, and that's why that quote resonates with me. So you can talk about, this is the soft sell, not spammy. Now you can have a special promotion or offer. We'll talk about that. But some of what you can talk about is a new product introduction. I'm so thrilled and excited to introduce Anna Abel's new jewelry, hand-stamped necklaces. You can get your kids' names on them. A product introduction. You can use TwitPic, which is an external tool, TWITPIC.com, to do that. You can tweet out a picture. Check out this new necklace. Show your success. I've used that, and it's showing your success, like I just went to such and such festival, I went to such and such conference, it was so great, I loved it, I sold out of all of my plum and gold shirts. You know, what an awesome color. That's showing your success. Shipping out packages. Here's a great one that I did, this is sort of happenstance. Now it's sort of a more planned technique, but shipping out packages. Mother's Day, gosh, was it Mother's Day? Must have been Mother's Day 2009. I had been on Twitter just a couple weeks. And I'm a former Twitter quitter, by the way. I got on Twitter and totally quit. I got on February 2009 and quit. My girlfriend, Laura Galloway, at Mom Biz Coach, made me get back on, by the way. That's a whole other presentation. So anyways, I'm back on a couple weeks in May. And I tweeted out, oh my gosh, you know, my cutoff is coming up soon for shipping out Mother's Day packages. It was Wednesday night at midnight was my cutoff to priority ship packages that people would have them by Friday, guaranteed on Friday. And so I said, oh, I gotta hop offline right now and get the packages together to take to the post office tomorrow. It was Tuesday night at midnight to take them on Wednesday. So I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go, you know, put together my Mother's Day packages. Well, I got back online. I'm a night owl, too. So if you ever want to reach me, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., I'm on Twitter, Eastern Standard Time. Woohoo! Okay, so I came back. I want to say it was like 1 or 2 in the morning, And I came back to my computer, and holy moly, I had 22 new orders. And I'll tell you, I think we had like 1,000 connections on Twitter, and I had 22 more orders. I didn't offer a Mother's Day special. I didn't offer a bonus. I didn't do anything. I just said I'm going to hop offline and pull together my Mother's Day packages to ship out. And I had 22 orders, and I had only been on Twitter weeks. And I was like, this is unbelievable. I literally wanted to call my girlfriend the next day and say, all this chatting I've been doing about my lunch and my kids and the snow and my life, people got to know me over that time. I was like, well, what's this lady shipping out for Mother's Day? I want some. 22 orders. I was floored. So I think I went to bed till 4 or 5, but I don't care. I went to bed. I pulled the merchandise, packaged up the orders, and went with my big Rubbermaids to the post office the next day, and who cares? I slept after that. So that's just a great connection. I talk about the process of executing my business. Another tweet I did that got a lot of resonance was, those of us who are entrepreneurs and those of us that work at home know that it's a family affair. And I swear I wish I had a flip cam. Oh, if I could duplicate it and stage it, it wouldn't be the same. As I have 3 children. So I've got a 12-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 3-year-old. So I think they were 11, 8, and 2 at the time. Yes, and it wasn't this Christmas, it was last Christmas. And so I said, oh, my production team were in full production, getting orders out. My son, Mackenzie, is labeling the envelopes. My artistic daughter, Maria, is putting stickers and coloring on the envelopes. And my 2-year-old is, definitely keeping busy with the process. He's bringing me the envelopes when they're done and putting them in the Rubbermaids. And so I said, what a great production. And, I had people talking to me about that and how great your kids are involved and they can see it's a family business and all this, lots of great discussions about it. And then I came back and said, oh my gosh, we had a production laid out in the living room. If you can picture a long living room with like 12 packages. Well, we're all heads down. I'm printing out the packing slips, and I'm handing them to my son, and you see my daughter, if you can envision her decorating them. Our little guy was going behind us on the finished packages, stopped giving me the envelopes. I didn't pay attention because I'm printing out packing slips, and he was taking everything out for me and restacking it. So he was separating the packing slip. He was taking it out of the envelope, taking the shirt out or the necklace out. He was taking apart everything, and I thought my kids were going to pass out. But here's our little helper, 2 years old, taking it all apart. In that just one tweeting night, I want to say I got 30 more orders. And I never offered a special at that point. I was just talking about the process of executing my business. And I know we have product businesses, and I'll hop over to service too. The last 2 things with product-based business is surveys or polls. So I used the tool TwitPic again. And typically when I was going to go produce a shirt, so for the fall collection, I didn't know if I wanted to do a burnt orange shirt or a deep plummy purple shirt. They both were trending as popular colors coming up in the fall, and I'm planning this out in July or August. So I kept up on the colors that I'm trying to decide. Now before Twitter, I would go ahead and print one run of both shirts, take it to an event, and whatever sold out is what I would run into further production for that fall. Well, I got a graphic image from the t-shirt company of the burnt orange and the plum. I took my graphic design and just plopped it on there all throughout my computer, and I put up an A/B picture on TwitPic and said, who do you vote for, the orange or the plum, the orange or the plum? Which would you buy? I had, within the first night, over 100 people answer me, and I think ultimately I ended up with hundreds of people answering. And the outstanding winner was, I think it was like 75% to 25% wanted the plum. So here I didn't even have to put the orange shirt in production. People voted for it. And you know what I did that whole time is I asked for their opinion. I got their feedback. I listened to them. Guess who was, I'm completely talking to my target audience. They helped me make a decision. So it was a good business decision for me. But they're also primed. People were asking me, email me when the shirts are ready. I love that plum. I sold out. I did a double batch of the first batch. I sold out of that in record time. And I literally produced that one 6 months out, where I typically would just do maybe a 3-month production on it. To me, that's very powerful. Now, the last part is special deals or offers. I do offer Twitter specials. And I do have, and I make it like Twitter, and I'll do a Twitter coupon code. It could be Mother's Day. It could be St. Patrick's Day. I know there were specials on 9.99, so I ran a special $9.99 any shirt. Today only, $9.99. Even my $25 shirts. I thought, oh, cool inventory clearance. So I do offer Twitter specials, and Twitter people are looking for specials. But you can see all these other ways. I call them soft sell non-spammy, that they can still result in connections and sales without saying buy my product. All right, service-based businesses, raise your hand. So, web designers, consultants, coaches, trainers, your job is to establish yourself as an expert in your industry. I want you to establish yourself as an expert in your industry. So Shauna is the rock star. You are, Shauna, of doing this. I know, I guarantee Shauna uses a tool like TweetDeck or Hootsuite, where you can set up a column with a keyword search, and anytime somebody says Yahoo Store, she is all over it. She is the expert that's going to help you when you're pulling out your hair. But I love Yahoo Store. I've had Yahoo Store for 10 years. I love it. So I'm not really pulling out my hair. But if I have a question about it, Shauna was there. That might even have been how we initially met. I think it was a New Life event, and then you helped me out with my store. Nonetheless, so in your industry, if you're a web designer, if you're a family coach, if you're a consultant about LinkedIn, you can set up a search, a keyword search in one of those external tools. When someone's talking about LinkedIn, you can respond to that as an expert in your industry. You can write blog posts about LinkedIn and tweet them out. You can look for techie posts about LinkedIn from Mashable.com and be the first to announce changes or articles by other people. So I want you to put in terms of your industry and start answering questions. I want you to provide your own valuable content about your industry. I want you to show your success. I want you to celebrate and congratulate your clients. If you're a web designer, I think it's completely authentic for you to tell me about an awesome new website you did. You know, Mariah Humphreys at Jula Studio, just working on the Time Out Mom website last night till 2 a.m. with her. What do you think? How do you like these badges? You know, or I'll tweet out, you know, she's my client. I mean, I'm her client, so I tweet it out. Don't you love these badges? You can show your success. You know, just finished on 2 websites this weekend. So great to have them complete. You can give us a twit picture of your actual, you know, the actual website that you've done. Or you can have a twit pic if you're a speaker or a trainer. You know, it was so great to go to California and speak to RBC Bank or Comerica Bank. A consultant. We just had a weekend getaway for women entrepreneurs in Michigan. Tell me about what you're doing. Chirping could be while you're at an event. If you're at a techie conference and getting more information and learning how to improve your business, to me that shows that you are an expert and you are a lifelong learner and you're different than another business, that you're trying to keep up with what's going on. So service-based businesses, absolutely. You know, I want you to show that you're an expert in your industry, and that's how you're going to do it. I got to keep trucking along. I'm getting close to my time. I'm so sorry. You got to have the cut me off bell. So stores, restaurants, cafes, coffee shops, local-based businesses. I want you to talk about your local community. I want you to be a local community connector with what's going on in your community. Is there a fall festival? Is there the Susan G. Komen Run for Cancer downtown? Are you taking part in it? Is all of your staff going? Give me a twit pic of all of you participating. Dr. Elizabeth Fleming is a dentist, and they did Habitat for Humanity. I want to see a YouTube video. I want to see a twit pic. You're doing a social cause local to your community. I want you to promote other local businesses. I do want you to talk about where you ate for lunch, We just ate at Salvador Deli in Hamtramck. We love that diner, right? We love their corned beef sandwiches. You're promoting another business. You're showing you care and love your community. And heck, if they're on Twitter and Facebook, go ahead and link to them. Promote it. Cafes, coffee shops and cafes I work with do really well with a Twitter daily special. Here is the Twitter special of the day. If you come in and say the word frog, you get 15% off all green shirts in our store. If you come in and, gosh, tell us our favorite dessert, we'll give you $1 off that dessert. Some kind of exclusive Twitter special that they have to check for every day. They might even be a regular customer, but you're rewarding that regular customer and maybe getting them to try new things. So if you have sweet potato fries, you want them to come in and say, sweet potato fries, Twitter, or some kind of phrase so they can get it at the register. I also love to see Twitter pictures of your local business, the daily life in your business. Do you ask a bride, can I take a picture of you in that wedding dress? At the cafe, you just had a beautiful dessert you're about to deliver. Take a quick picture and say, heading out to a table right now. Local celebrities that come in. A local celebrity could be a pastor, a preacher, a council person, the mayor, a business owner. Take a picture of them and take that out that they were eating at your cafe today or trying on a wedding dress. All right, so I'm really pushing the envelope on my time. Here is my review. Who is your target market? Don't tell me you don't have one. I know you do. So Shauna's might be everyone and anyone. Well, how about people that need a Yahoo store, right? You might be a web designer, but you might resonate with certain types of websites that people need. You might be the best web designer for consultants and coaches, or the best web designer for service-based business, or the best web designer for storage units. How do you find them on Twitter? I gave you a bazillion ways to find them on Twitter. Twitter lists. Do not leave here and not start creating some Twitter lists. It helps you manage your Twitter experience right on Twitter. Don't write it on the piece of paper or do the Excel spreadsheet anymore. They've got the lists in there. Start with your clients. Connect with your clients on social media. There's no stronger growing of your business with word of mouth than providing excellent service to your current client base. I gave you strategies for product businesses and service businesses and local-based businesses, and some of you are a blend of those. So really, I want you to try some of these things. This is in the context of Twitter for business. Twitter can be great just for personal and relationships and so many other things, but these are strategies to help grow your business with Twitter. 2 resources that are great I would love for you to check out. Business.twitter.com has their own Twitter 101 tutorial and guidebook and information. They're always updating that. Resource number 2 is Mashable.com. Has a lot of guidebooks to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Their Twitter guidebooks are great. Please utilize those resources. Get more information. The more you know about it, the better you're going to be at it. And if you would like to connect with me, I would sure love it. I am on Twitter a lot at Time Out Mom. I have a brand new Facebook page, Time Out Mom, so I'm newer to the Facebook environment. Completely love it. Work on Facebook with a lot of clients, and I'm like, I need to hop into this arena. And I have a relaunched blog, timeoutmom.com, and we have a few tweaks going on. We're going to be working on it this weekend, so everything's not 100%. Not every page has 100% of the information it needs to have in it, so please be patient with me. But this has been awesome, Shauna, and if there's any questions, and there's like, 1.48 minutes for me to answer, I'm sorry I went so long.
I'm not worried about it at all. It was just awesome information that everybody enjoyed. Absolutely everybody enjoyed, and especially learning the power of Twitter. One of the things that I want to point out is that if you notice, she's like, yes, it's there. It's not perfect, but it's there. And you guys are going to go, and you're going to enjoy connecting with her, and you don't care that it's not perfect. You don't care that she maybe just set it up. All you care about is connecting with her because you like her, now you know her, and you might even trust her. So you want to connect with her. And that's very important because I don't want you guys to think, well, it's not perfect, so I don't want to let my customers know about it. Oh, it's brand new. I'm worried about giving it out. That's not what it's about. They're going to like you. They're going to get to know you. They're going to get to trust you. Then they're going to buy from you. And if anybody is like the perfect like thing to show that off right now, this is like the perfect. So thank you for being real.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a former reformed perfectionist. If it's going to stop me from doing it, I'm not going to say I'm not on Facebook because I'm newer to Facebook on my business page. I've been on Twitter for how long, and there's different numbers at each one. You know what? Connect with me on Facebook. I want to do it. That's fine. And my website, Mariah did a gorgeous job, but you know what? Things happen on a launch, and everything didn't get done. I'm not going to tell you don't go to my website. Seriously. Right.
Absolutely. And you know, for us, let's be, for us as far as networking, the place to be for finding other business owners was Twitter, because it was more personal conversations on Facebook. So I feel like for you and I, that's where we've built our reputations. That's where we've built our relationships. And now that more professionals and more companies are using Facebook, I mean, I don't even have a One Choice Facebook page. And I'm like going, okay, I got to get this up, because hello, I can't believe, and I'm like, I don't have time, but I got to get it done. But that's why, because as part of our networking, we've done it on Twitter. So I'm in the same situation as you.
But it's changed over 3 years, Shauna.
It has.
Absolutely changed over 3 years.
It's changed over a year.
We're not on Facebook. They weren't. There were very few businesses on Facebook, but I also say Twitter is 24/7 environment. It's like a gerbil wheel, and that's okay. It's very fast-paced, and it's here and now, and what's here tonight's gone tomorrow. And you want to spin them off to Facebook for a longer conversation and an environment, but they typically don't go to Facebook blind. They got to know you on LinkedIn, they got to know you on Twitter, or they got to know you on your website, and then they go to Facebook for a longer relationship. So it's a little bit of a different game. We wouldn't have the same resonance, just people, oh, I'm blindly finding you on Facebook, and we're going to have this connection, where that can totally happen on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And Twitter's revolutionized my business. I don't know about you. My business, I'm connected with people all over the world. I consult with the West Coast, the East Coast, Canada, Australia. I would have to seriously be on the conference circuit 300 days of the year to do what Twitter has collapsed the world for me. It's amazing.
Web Wendy, I'm taking you up on that offer. I love you. Now, Bullet Jules says, given a choice, Twitter or Facebook, but you know what? I'm going to say the cat answer, it depends. Who are you targeting?
Yes. Tell me who your business is, and I'll tell you which one I want you to start with. I think you should be on both, but for some people, they've got to choose one platform and build that community, and Shauna and I have done that, build the community on Twitter. We're never going to let that go. Now it's time for Shauna and I to build our community on Facebook.
Absolutely. And it's a different type of relationship, and it's a different, you need to attack that differently. And you have to understand that what you really want to understand and take away from this is that if you find that 75% of your market is on Twitter and 25% of your market is on Facebook, then spend 75% of your marketing time on Twitter and 25% of your social networking marketing time on Facebook. Don't do 50-50. Know where your customers are and then devote your time that way. And yes, it depends once again. All right, so if you guys want to take a quick break, I'm going to go ahead and ask some of our questions that we got, because I'm the next speaker. I don't mind being just a little bit late. I know I can catch up. Now, for some of our newbies, we had a couple of questions about what exactly is a badge. Great question for a newbie.
Yeah, I'll show you badges right now. I'll pull it up. Let me escape out of here real quick. And you get them for free, or you can get custom ones. So I have custom ones made by Mariah. But Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook give you their badges. Let me slide this over. Can you see right here? Let me get my little highlighter tool. Right here, these are badges. So you can click on here and get to my Twitter. You can click on here and get to my Facebook. This is my RSS feed, and this is my email. Mariah made custom ones for me. The traditional ones are the ones that look like the T of Twitter and the F of Facebook.
Mm-hmm. And you know, all you have to do, you can do a search in Google for follow me buttons, and you'll find ton of beautiful, absolutely beautiful ones. On our blog, One Choice for Your Store, we had a whole bunch of different social media icons that you could download, and they were like totally different ones depending on what kind of business that you had, so that's something else that you can do. Now, do you use the same profile on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn?
The same description?
Same profile. So probably the same name, and I would say
yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
I match. So if you want to find Time Out Mom, I'm the same on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. If you can match, sometimes you might even, if it's a version of your business name, so if it's Maddow Group or The Maddow Group, try and do Maddow Group everywhere or The Maddow Group everywhere, right? So try match. It makes it so much easier.
Mm-hmm. And see, the thing that I've always done is I use the exact same picture everywhere. And you might go, Shauna, that's the most boring picture of you. But you know what? If you go to my About Us page, it's there. If you see my tweet, it's there. If you happen to be on Facebook and see my post, it's there. And what I want is it to be, Shauna Siegel is a brand, and I am trying to put that brand image out there so that all you have to do is just see an image and you go, oh, I've seen her before.
Yes.
Where did you see me before? You don't know, but you've seen me.
And Scott Stratton, in his book Unmarketing, great book, hosted him on his book tour with Alison Graham here in London, Ontario when he came in, is he has a great thing. He goes, I don't connect with a logo. I connect with a person. And I'd rather see the person, manager of the Starbucks store, than Starbucks. And if you're really, as he had a tip, if you're really like hooked on your logo and you really are dying to have that, you can do two things, he said. If you got one of those shirts with a logo on it, like 1-800-DENTIST is embroidered on there, then take a picture of yourself with that shirt. Or if you're a business and you want to stand outside your store or by your sign, so Beverly's Bridal, then stand right next to your sign, Beverly's Bridal, but we still get to see Beverly. Mm-hmm. So if you just can't let it go for a while, and you're going from a logo and you can't quite go just to your face, so that's, I believe that's the winning combo, then put your face next to your logo or put it on your body.
Yeah, absolutely. And just keep it going. Keep it going. Now, Wade wants to know, how are you, another question is, once you get like all these followers, how do you keep up with everybody, which is a really great question.
The list, dude. I can't live without the list. So I'm connecting with my clients. I've got people in different targeted lists. I use all 20 lists. I could not, that's how I do it. I'll tell you flat out, my list, and I decide who's first. My clients are first. They're the very first people I connect with. And then I go to my hot prospects, and then after my hot prospects, I go to my warm prospects. And if it's a specific thing that I need to talk to one target market about, I go to that targeted marketed list.
Mm-hmm.
List. I mean, I have 12,000. Shauna, what do you got? 60,000, 100,000? Come on. We use power tools. Hootsuite and TweetDeck, you can set up columns by keywords or put your people on a list and look at all your clients' tweets at once with Hootsuite or TweetDeck. And you can load that client list and just make sure you're spending every day talking to your clients and connecting with them. Excellent service to your clients.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, Melissa, thank you so very much. And I have to say a huge, huge thank you to Melissa, because let me tell you guys, again, it seems like every New Life event, she comes in like a week before and says, Shauna, I'm yours. Put me on me what you want. And I go, can you do this? And she, yeah, I did. Done. Can you do this? Done. Can you do this? Done. And I am like the one doing it here at One Choice. I wish I could say, yes, I have several employees that do the videos and do the marketing and do this. Yeah, no, it's me. There's not a team of people. It's me. And so when I have somebody that constantly comes through and does that, I am so grateful. And setting up the Twitters and doing all of that, I'm so grateful. Thank you. And I'm so happy to announce that I have talked to Melissa about also same thing with Simpson this morning, the Depends lady, about joining the One Choice team to helping our customers build their social networking profiles and helping them to really get going on the social media networks. And I'm happy to say she said yes.
Yay!
Yay! So more information on that to follow. So thank you, lady. I think we better get ready with the next webinar before somebody kills me. So I'm going to take the screens back over from you.
All right. Good night, everyone. Get some good sleep after this one, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thank you again, and thank you for everything, and thank you for all of your help, and thank you so much.
The Mutual Love Fest here. You're welcome.